Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good day to all the participants of 8 Virtual Postgrad Colloquium Faculty of Industrial Management. Standing in front of you is Muhammad Nur Fazli bin Basar, and I'm presenting a topic of my study, which is developing a financial retirement wellness index for Malaysian aging population. And in this presentation, I'm going to focus on a theoretical framework only. And for your information, I'm working this study together with my beloved supervisor. She is Dr. Noraina Mazrin Sapuan from the Faculty of Industrial Management. So ladies and gentlemen, aging population has becoming a global trend that hinders us from achieving social welfare and economic well-being. And it is likely to result in structural and economic problem in our society, in the whole country, across the globe. In year 1990, the year when I was born, the proportion of people aged 60 years old and above was 5.7%. And you know what happened 29 years after that? In year 2019, this number has grown to become 10.3%. And it is predicted that the aging segment of our population will rise to become 14.5% in year 2040. So this phenomenon is the result of development of medical care services and simultaneous decline in health threat. The more educated people in our society, the more they will become aware about their health, and now their health are getting well taken care of. Okay, so this phenomenon need to be addressed by our government, by our policymakers. Why? Because we don't want our parents, our grandparents, who have contributed a lot in our society, to become the economic burden to the economy. As we all know, the elderly, they are less likely to become productive like young people. They cannot work anymore. They retired already. They cannot generate the income for the family any longer. And we also know that the cost of taking care, the welfare of elderly are very high as well at the same time. Therefore, we must do something so that this cost will be absorbed without having to burden the younger generation to pay for it. So I just want to show you some worrisome figure that I got from KWSP report. 70% of KWSP active members aged 54 years old and above have less than 50,000 ringgit in their EPF account. Meaning that 70% of people who are about to retire in 1 year to 5 years have not enough money. They couldn't afford to retire. And 7 from 10 people will live with 210 ringgit per month only if they live until the age of 75 ringgit. Can you imagine? 200 ringgit is not enough just to feed our own self. What if they have to feed the whole family even though they retired after during their retirement life? Just to show you another number, 84,805 bankruptcy cases were recorded from year 2015 until 2019. And you know what? 13%, or to be exact, 12.97%, or 11,002 cases involve those who are above 55 years old. This is very saddening fact that we must know today. Okay? Therefore, we are proposing a study, a comprehensive study that intend to develop financial retirement wellness index for Malaysian aging population. However, financial retirement wellness only can be achieved if the employees properly plan for their retirement. We can no longer depend solely on the government. Government have so much thing to spend on. The employees themselves, they have to prepare for their own retirement after they retire later. So this retirement financial planning surely influenced by many factors. Okay, as you can see on the screen right now, this is the theoretical framework for my study. So the factors contributing towards retirement financial planning, of course, there are a lot. They are messy in nature. But we are going to divide them into 5 factors. Okay, and 4 of them are made independent variable for this cost. They are capacity to plan and save factors, willingness factors, opportunities factors, and also work-life balance factors. And another one variable is biopsychosocial variable, is MADE variable, that moderate the relationship between the four factors I mentioned before and the retirement financial planning, that is mediating variable for this study. Okay, and nevertheless, the retirement financial wellness is the dependent variable for this research. Okay, and in this framework, we employ four major theories. So first one, as you can see, capacity, willingness, opportunities, and biopsychosocial model, or we call it COWET model, by Hershey and his friend 2013. And second one, we also use financial planning for retirement model by Topa et al. 2018. Okay, so these two theories actually cover capacity, willingness, opportunity, and biopsychosocial factors. However, Topa et al. 2018 used biopsychosocial factor as moderating variable for his study, and I'm going to follow him for that. Okay, and we believe that without work-life balance, an employee cannot properly plan for their retirement, even though he or she has capacity, willingness, opportunity factors that can help him to plan for the retirement. Without work-life balance, they are not going to be able to properly plan for their retirement. Therefore, we employ Bloom's symbolic interaction theory as a foundation of this variable, which is work-life balance variable. Next, we have dependent variable for this study, namely retirement financial wellness. So at this variable, we use the retirement satisfaction inventory by Floyd and his friend. Okay, so we choose this theory, we choose this inventory as a basis for retirement financial wellness, that is dependent variable for this study, inshallah. Alright, from this framework, we managed to derive 12 hypotheses. Okay, 12 hypotheses. So the 4 hypotheses actually derive from our mediating variable, which is retirement financial planning. So it sounds like this: capacity factors, willingness factors, opportunity factors, and work-life balance factors have positive indirect effect on the retirement financial wellness through retirement financial planning as a mediating variable. So it covers hypothesis 1, H2, H3, and also H4. And the next 4 hypotheses is derived or developed based on relationship between the factors and our mediating variable. So it sounds like this: there is a positive effect of capacity factors, willingness factors, opportunities factors, and work-life balance factors on the retirement financial planning. So it covers from H5 until H8. Okay, and H9 until H12 is derived based on our moderating variable, that is biopsychosocial factor. So the hypothesis sound like this: biopsychosocial factors moderate the relationship between capacity factors, willingness factors, opportunities factors, and work-life balance factors and the financial retirement planning. Hence, it will cover from H9 until H12. So to conclude my presentation for today, let me share some of the significance of this study. So the significance, I can classify them into 2. First one is theoretical significance, and second one is operational or practical significance. So this study is expected to expand knowledge and theory on how capacity, willingness, opportunity, and work-life balance factors cause the retirement financial planning. So it classifies complexities in causal factors. There are a lot of factors that will determine whether one is prepared for the retirement or not. But we are going to group them into 4 factors with mediating and moderating variables. So this is where the novelty is found in this study. Next, it's going to create what we call a specific values or interests for various organizations related to retirement preparedness of the employees. So once we develop our retirement financial wellness index, so we hope that this organization will be motivated or encouraged to prepare a conducive environment for their employees so that their employees can prepare for their retirement. And last but not least, provide recommendation for the policymakers to design more effective policy as to promote retirement financial wellness among all the employees that are working in Malaysia. So ladies and gentlemen, I believe that is all for my presentation. I look forward to listen for your question and also feedback so that I can further improve my study. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.